From the late 60s to the early 70s, I mean, they've been exporting Afrobeats and recently Afrobeats. It's not a new phenomenon. It's been going on for quite a while. It's just now that I think the West is starting to pay attention, and other communities are trying to invest in it. It's, it's marketable as well, and it's grown now. It's a stage where it can reckon with other types of music, and it's a genre that is young, fresh, new, has no ceiling or boundary. It fuses anything, it goes anywhere, but still keeping it African.
As somebody who has championed this genre of music for years, looking at how it's progressed from the likes of Fela Kuti, how that music has changed, what do you make of it?
The purists would say they're not very happy because Afrobeat doesn't sound like Afrobeat, because Afrobeat was more political. It had euphoria. There was this sound that you could, but now it's all these kids, young and singing about stuff that doesn't relate to them, and they're really upset about it. I, on the other hand, I'm middle of the fence, because I'm like, if they want to they can call it whatever they want to call it. They're keeping the culture alive because that's where it started from. Afrobeats is relevant for the time now and for the generation that's coming up now.
Explain the distinction then, Afrobeat and Afrobeats.
Afrobeat would be Fela, inspired by high life, fused with jazz. Afrobeat is the modern kind of Afropop. That's the one that you'll find Wizkid and David was doing, whereby it's African, from an African origin, African inspired, and the percussions that come with the drums and that comes with the music, influenced by hip hop, R&B, pop, all urban kind of genres.
Considering how popular Afrobeat music is in the UK, and increasingly so in recent years, has that changed the industry back home at all?
It has, because once the likes of the band were making it into the top 10 in the UK, and Fuse ODG recently as well, it shows that the music can cross boundaries. Music, like Fela used to say, music travels without a visa. So it's one of those things where back home, people, like in Africa, the motherland, people are now paying attention to production techniques and doing proper videos and representing their music properly, having managers, setting up education, seminars, copyright, just all these things that need to create an organized music industry. All those are being picked from the West and taken back to Africa and trying to implement it. It's still a long way coming, but they're still trying to do that, because success in the West is as good as also in Africa, because that means you have a bigger cake to eat from.